listen, we about to check out this rodent tier list. I done watched some vids that said rodents used to be OP back in the day, but it's not back in the day. So let's see what they is ranked at these days. Let's get it.
So when the metal hit his mug, he just sunk in place. 100K Holla, chillin' Bahamas. Come home to your crib and throw in your mama.
What is good, HollaSquad? We are, you know what I'm saying? The Little Squad on the YouTube platform. This day we are back with another TierZoo in a building, okay? And we're about to see the rodent tier list. Now, this is featuring RealLifeLore. You know what I'm saying? I think there was another video he referenced this channel. You know what I'm saying? I love the collaborations on the YouTube platform. It's beautiful. Look at the community prospering. But look, before you hop into this, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. And we about to see what these rodents, you know what I'm saying, is ranked out here. Let's get it.
It was sponsored by Squarespace.
What could be the top rodent? I don't even. My man got them IQ points,
Balance
boy.
Patch nerfed a lot of the top builds, but one of the builds that managed to get through unscathed was the Rodent.
Yes, sir.
They survived by using a weak but versatile and intelligent generalist playstyle. But with the dinosaurs out of the way, they began to diversify into a bunch of different niches and incorporate a wide variety of different strategies into their playstyles. Some of them were kinda janky, to be honest, but many of them have stood the test of time to become a mainstay of the current meta.
Okay.
Rodents all have one attribute in common, their signature incisor teeth, which, while not very useful in combat, can deal severe damage to structures. Making the most of this ability is a core component of rodent gameplay. Rodents are on the weaker side when it comes to combat, and most stick to the evasive generalist strategy, relying on their intelligence stat and special abilities to remain competitive. Mastering this type of gameplay is difficult, but luckily their relatively short spawn time helps mitigate this challenge.
That's
Even
crazy.
though their bread and butter moveset is pretty consistent.
Look at their IQ. It's almost at max, bruh. All right, rodents. I see y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all done spec'd into some good, you know what I'm saying, points. Using your VC properly.
There are several unique builds that stand out as particularly viable, so let's get into the tier list now. So bottom of the tier list is the Lemming, but not for the reason you might think. It's a common misconception that Lemmings have such a low intelligence stat that the only thing they're good at is getting a big group together, jumping off the stage, and uninstalling. This isn't true, although to be honest, if you're maining Lemming, you might be better off uninstalling. But anyways, those Twitch clips are fake, don't be fooled. The actual Lemming playstyle is only slightly more effective though. It revolves entirely around hoping that the Blizzard World event happens and creates the deep snow biome. If it happens, Lemmings can use it as cover and build extensive tunnel networks through the snow. But if not, Lemmings have zero defensive options and end up getting bodied left and right to the point where their player base drops hard until the next big snowfall. As we all know, rising global temperatures are making snow biomes disappear across many servers.
That's tough.
And so this already pretty unviable strategy is becoming even less viable as the meta progresses towards getting wetter and more tropical. Moving on up the
I ain't gonna lie, when they showed the thing of them jumping off the cliff, if that would have been true, bruh, this would have been the most L creature I have ever seen on this channel, bruh. Rounding up the gang and jumping. Superman, come on now, bro. You cannot do that.
The tier list, we have the Capybara. The Capybara is at an awkward place in the meta, in that it hasn't quite spent enough evolution points to actually get much use out of its bulkiness. This is because, unfortunately, their home server is the Amazon rainforest, which is also the home server of many of the most powerful S-tier predators in the game, such as the Harpy Eagle, Cayman, and Jaguar, all of which have no problem dealing enough damage to bring down a Capybara. Their main method of defense is hiding underwater, which works against aerial builds like the Harpy Eagle, but is a pretty terrible strategy against the vast majority of predators in the rainforest. Anacondas, jaguars, and caimans all thrive in the aquatic biome, and hiding underwater won't do you any good against them.
Imagine you down there with like all of the sea creatures, the water moccasin, that's the snake that's in there, right? You know what I'm saying? Or whatever snake that was. And then you see a jaguar just down there coming for. Listen, you can't win.
Move up in viability, I recommend boosting your defensive stats even further, or spend some evolution points unlocking at least some sort of solid damage dealing ability.
Their stealth is pretty high.
Also in D tier, I'm placing the Naked Mole Rat. The Naked Mole Rat is unique in that it's the only mammal to ever unlock the eusocial ability, But to be honest, as cool as that is, the naked mole rat uses it quite poorly and doesn't really benefit much from implementing RTS tactics into its gameplay. Yes, naked mole rats have a queen, workers, and drones, just like you social insects. But the only thing that makes eusociality such an unbelievably strong strategy is that it enables a group of individuals to achieve things that would be impossible alone, like taking down a huge boss, traversing a huge barrier, or surviving a catastrophe. You never see naked mole rats doing something like this. It kinda makes sense why, while other eusocial creatures live on almost every single terrestrial server, naked mole rats are confined to just a small area in Africa. Sure, they do have the coveted cancer resistance ability, but spending points to unlock an extremely rare power that benefits the individual makes no sense when playing as a eusocial colony. Your abilities should serve the colony, not the colony's units.
Facts.
The one impressive thing they do achieve is creating a large base, but there are other rodents who do this better, like the next contender on this list. Jumping up to C tier, we have the beaver, one of the most well-known builder classes in the entire game.
C tier?
This is where it becomes important that a rodent's teeth deal high damage to the environment. Beavers have iron-reinforced teeth that can be used to bring down trees. This isn't optional, by the way. Like all rodents, their teeth have a passive...
Bro, if you were to take a scraper, you'll get like slices of cheese off that tooth, bro. I
regeneration ability that mitigates loss of durability. But this also means that if they don't continuously use them, they'll eventually become overgrown and deal damage to the user. Anyways, the resources they gather are used to construct dams in rivers. This serves as their home base and main method of defense. Once fully completed, it works great, but the strategy does have its drawbacks that keep the beaver out of the higher tiers. For one, beavers are very vulnerable while their dam is still under construction. They have no good method of defense if they're caught in the open. Even their iron teeth don't deal enough damage to truly deter a predator.
That's crazy.
And carrying large amounts of mats through the woods makes stealth very difficult to maintain. Beavers also don't have much recourse if the river their base is located in freezes and becomes uninhabitable, as they only get a mobility bonus in liquid water. In B tier, we've got the prairie dog, the rodent that does social play the right way. Like lemmings, they create elaborate tunnel systems, but unlike lemmings, they do it in the ground, which is permanent, instead of the snow, which is transitory. They aren't eusocial. Each prairie dog is an individual player with free control. But they do all work together to protect each other by keeping watch and using team chat to warn each other when a carnivore player is nearby. They have no other defensive abilities, but somehow this strategy makes the matchup nearly impossible for builds like the coyote and hawk to actually catch them. It doesn't do the greatest job against stealth though, so owls and snakes can still be problematic for them. Also in B tier, we have the ultimate jack of all trades for the low weight class meta, the rat.
Come on!
Rats don't have any single oppressive moves or abilities, but their high intelligence stat makes them extremely adaptable, and has let them establish
my man's lacking! Look, my man!
abilities, but their high intelligence stat makes them extremely adaptable, and has let them establish a foothold in basically every single server in the game. Their ability to function in a wide variety of diverse situations.
Wait, is a raccoon considered a rodent? Because if I got raccoon in S tier, right? I don't know.
Situations makes them a nightmare for new players to deal with. And their rodent teeth allow them to bypass barriers that would be impassable for most builds.
That's crazy.
Rats rose to popularity in the meta because of their ability to stow away on the ships humans used for fast travel, and then wreak havoc on islands that they stopped at. Island metas are always more casual, and the players there tend to have a lot less matchup experience than mainland builds, and so they are easily defeated by experienced and adaptable invasive builds like rats. Rats are a solid choice for any experienced player, because while they have no downright overpowered abilities, their highly versatile playstyle can be a nightmare in the right hands. This is why you see so many rat mains in the outside Hall of Fame. In A tier, we have a build very similar to the rat, but with higher mobility and better resource gathering skills, the Squirrel. Squirrels are some of the best arboreal builds in the game, having the highest arboreal movement bonus of all time. This enables them to evade attacks with ease, and lets them access loot that's normally tough to reach without the flight ability. But beyond that, they also have a uniquely strong matchup against humans. I've got Outside's best lore specialist here to tell you about it.
Hey guys, so
Talk
whether
to
you expected it or not, squirrels are one of modern man's greatest enemies. They can chew through
Enemies.
electrical wires and cables with ease, and they love doing it, which makes squirrels the most frequent cause of power outages in America. They're capable of infiltrating power stations by tunneling beneath them, and then they'll bypass plastic animal guards with ease, squeeze through small spaces, and chew through whatever wire insulation they come across. Just
Oh, no, this means war, okay? This means war. Y'all the reason, you know what I'm saying, my power went out, couldn't play Call of Duty back in the day. It was Mr. Squirrel, all right? It wasn't even raining. I'm wondering why the power went out. Oh, yeah, this is war, my brother. All right, don't let me catch any of your homies on a block. I'm spinning, okay?
one single squirrel in 2015 knocked out a substation in San Francisco that shut down power to 45,000 homes. So if you want to learn more about what these ferocious little creatures are capable of, come and check out my video next after this one.
Gotta go
Now,
see
the
that.
top tier rodent is unique in that it's the only purely defensive based build I've ever rated as top.
Hold up. Purely defensive rodent. I don't know what's considered a rodent, though. What is a possum? A possum isn't. I'm just like, I have no idea.
Top tier. The Porcupine, a build with such a high defense level that even the most powerful predators in the game have terrible matchups against it.
I seen one
Quill
porcupine in my
ability
life, bro.
deals damage to any player whose attacks make contact. This is just hilariously effective against builds that rely on the move bite or swipe to deal damage.
My man
While the
turned
initial
around and
damage
backed
from
it up
quills
on him,
isn't
boy.
terribly high, every subsequent bite or swipe attempt while the quills are still embedded deals higher and higher damage, meaning that unless you have a support class that can remove the quills, they can be a death sentence. They have remarkably high lifespans because of this, so if you're looking to play as a class that can do basically whatever it wants without worrying about attacks from
my
most of
God.
the cast, Porcupine is your best bet. The only things that can really pose a threat to them are disjointed weapons and projectiles. But overall, Porcupines are one of the most well-protected builds of all time. Normally, I'd recommend maybe relocating some of their defensive stats towards intelligence, but in this case, it seems that their mid-level intelligence, low mobility, and low stealth do the job just fine. In a lot of ways, having a high intelligence stat is crucial to surviving in the current
Come on,
meta.
y'all already
But
know.
for some-
Even though I know there's some people that don't possess the max intelligent look. I've been on the internet. I done seen them. They exist. All right. But them porcupines, boy, that one dog had the freaking, you know what I'm saying, things in his throat, pause.
Some things, having a high level of experience is no longer required. Like, for example, web design. Squarespace's intuitive website builder means you don't need to.
Oh, yeah, you know what I'm saying? The rodent tier list banger. Shout out to the RealLifeLore. I'm going to go start checking out some videos over there. So if you got some bangers from the RealLifeLore that I need to check out, you know what I'm saying? Because we've done a lot of TierZoo. So once we complete TierZoo, you know what I'm saying, we'll go check out the RealLifeLore. And, you know what I'm saying, get to learning some more things. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about this down below, you know? That how did I not guess the porcupine? I forgot, though. I'm going to be honest. Now, I don't know if we still got porcupines in Georgia, but I remember I seen one. I was outside, and I seen the little things, and I was like, you got it, my brother. I was playing baseball in the front yard, you know what I'm saying, out here looking like, you know, Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, you know what I'm saying. Bow. I hit it into my neighbor's yard. I go get the tennis ball. I see the porcupine come from under the tree. And I'm like, I've heard about these. I ain't getting stuck today. Left the ball, you know what I'm saying, when they got another tennis ball up out the garage, and we was back at it. Swing, better, bow, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to see y'all in the next video. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff, and out of here.